My name is Marie Jones and I am a playwright. I'm sitting here in a space which was many years ago the old group theatre, part of the Ulster Hall in Belfast. This means a lot to me being here today because I left school at 15. I walked down Beersbridge Road, past Van Morrison's mummy's record shop, listened to the Kinks playing Sunny Afternoon, the first time I ever heard it, 1968. I threw my school blazer in the Con's water and my school bag and went, right, that's the end of education for me, now what am I going to do? And I walked up these stairs to, behind me now would have been over in that direction, and I met James Young, this comedian, and he was a very well-known Belfast entertainer, and he wanted to audition me, but he said, why don't you come and watch my show tonight? That was my first time ever in the theatre, in the group theatre. And it was very old. It had the old tip-up velvet seats and the musty smell. And I remember as soon as the lights went, I'd never seen lights go on a stage and curtains coming back and people talking like I spoke in my accent. And I had this amazing kind of, I can only think of it as being like a spiritual thing. Somewhere inside me, I thought, I don't know how I will do this, but this is the kind of place that I have to spend the rest of my life. It was such a powerful feeling. Well, John Hewitt, the poet, and I'd never met him, and I knew he came from here. I knew he was very well respected. And we had an evening one night in the markets area of Belfast called Poets and Pints. And I was with a theatre company then called Charbang, which incidentally, we had our office in this place. And John Hewitt was at the Poets, and Michael Longley and John Hewitt were at the Poets and Pint night. And there was this man with a long, I was like Jesus Christ, and there was a real aura around him, and I was just fascinated. And like, we were all just young actresses, all starting out, trying to form our own theatre company, trying to say something political about this place. And this man stood up and he read this poem, and I was so moved, and I thought, that's how I feel. I'd never have the words to say it like he said it. But at the end of it, at the particular time, it was during the Troubles, it was late in the 80s. But he stood up, and the question of identity was kind of like paramount among people then, particularly Ulster Protestants, which I was. And he stood up and he said, we have been here for 800 years, and he said, I think that's long enough. And I went, yes! This is from a play of mine called A Night in November. I stood in the middle of that office and looked around me. I watched myself sitting here for 15 years. 15 years of never looking into the eyes of anybody. Thousands of faceless people with no eyes, no souls, no feelings. Years of resentment and bitterness and pettiness and humiliation, just to make me, Kenneth McAllister, a somebody. My head was spinning. I wanted to scream. I wanted to jump up on the counter with 1,000 gyros in my hand and throw them at people. Here, go on, take the money, and spend it whenever you want. It doesn't matter. Drink, horses, bingo, just go and have a good time on me. I watched myself do it. I felt I was standing there for hours just fantasizing about what I could do if I wasn't a stupid little man, a stupid, soulless little prick. If it was even possible to change. Was it? Is it?